All right, Rock Addicts, this is DJ REM from Rock Addict Radio, and I have the band Solace and Stable on the line. How are you guys all doing?
Good. Doing awesome. Rocking out.
Very cool. Okay, let's start with if everybody could introduce themselves and what their spots in the band are.
Yes. I'm Gabe. I play guitar.
My name's Sam. I do vocals.
I'm David, and I also play guitar.
I'm Bill. I play drums.
And our bass player's not here. But his name's Josiah.
Where's that slacker at? All right. So how long have you guys all been together as a band?
Well, this lineup has been together since, I guess, January of 2010, 2011, something like, I don't know. We've had a lot of guys come and go, but I pretty much started the band. Sam has been, he was technically the second vocalist of the band, but he's been there since really pretty much the beginning too, but our guitar player and drummer and bass player are pretty fresh here, so.
Okay, very cool. What's the local scene like where you guys are at? Do you guys get an opportunity to play a lot of shows?
It really kind of changes all the time. New promoters will come and go, and really the scene's not what it used to be here. I mean, back in '05, '06, man, that was the peak of the Kansas City hardcore and metal scene. I mean, our favorite venues would be packed out, and good touring packages would come through, but it's kind of a rarity anymore. Unfortunately, it seems like Kansas tends to get the better shows, and St. Louis does too. So Kansas City's struggling a little bit. But as far as like local shows go and whatnot, there's definitely been some great bands that are coming up, and that we really enjoy playing with, and so that definitely helps strengthen the scene around here.
Okay, cool. How far is St. Joe from you guys?
St. Joe, about an hour and a half.
Have you guys heard of Hammerjacks?
I haven't.
You should check out Hammerjacks. I can even private message you a link. They have killer bands every weekend there.
Oh, cool. So, yeah, we're actually been looking to try and start playing out more so in surrounding areas and stuff like that. So that's great. Good to hear of a new contact.
And if you guys were to play there on Friday nights, the owner of Rock Addict Radio actually streams the shows live from there.
Oh, cool. So, nice. That'd be awesome.
Anyways, just an idea for you. Since you're in Missouri and everything, so.
Cool.
So how often do you guys get together and practice? How much of that do you guys do?
Usually we try and practice at least 2 to 3 times a week. We really spent a lot of time in the past year finishing up this record. It's self-produced, and so we spent a lot of time trying to invest in the sounds and try and get it to be a much better quality album than our first. And so that took a lot of time and money and experimenting to try and get it to where we wanted it to be. So we didn't really play really any shows for that whole year, so we didn't really practice. Well, we did practice, but somewhere along the line of, April of 2011, we decided to go ahead and focus on re-recording the album, because we had it pretty much done, but we weren't really too happy with it. And so we did practice twice a week and balanced that in recording the album. But it definitely took its toll on us, and we kind of went on a hiatus for about 6 months. And then we decided to try and get back together and try it again. And we finished the record in, I think, June. And then so since then we've been hitting it pretty hard, practicing 3 and 4 times a week, and we do a lot of individual practice as well. We we write our music on a tab notation software that everybody in the band has, and so it's kind of nice because we have a consistent source that we all practice to our own time. And then when we get together, and as long as everybody knows the song pretty well, as long as they're pretty familiar with it, it comes together pretty quickly. So in preparing for the CD release show, we practice about 3-4 times a week, and in about a month we felt pretty gelled and we're ready to go. So I think we're pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm going to have to agree. The album sounds very good. I really dig it, and that's because I thank Clawhammer for sending it to me, because without them guys, I would have never heard of you. So, rock on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
So, I have to ask, how did you guys come up with the name, or how did you come up with the name Solace and Stable for the band?
Kind of a awful story, but basically, it's just basically two words that I felt sort of like a good focus. Just being in a band, sort of when I came up with the name, I was just thinking about previous bands that I've been in, and when things get tough and you sort of get past trials, whatnot, whether it be in the band or just individually, and how that affects the band. I think that finding stability is always sort of the last phase of overcoming challenges, both personally and it reflects in the band too. So basically, to find solace and to find stability, those are sort of two themes that we try and focus on at all times. Because it's just playing in a band is you just are always faced with challenges every day, and so it's kind of a good theme for us.
Okay, good deal, man. So this is a question for everybody in the band. So you guys can pass the phone or whatever so everybody can get a chance to answer. I'm curious what everyone's influences growing up, and what kind of music you guys were listening to, and what made you want to do this.
My personal influences were, I'd say the first heavy metalcore band that I heard was Zao, and I listened to them on a sampler CD that I had heard, and I think I was probably 12 years old, but I just loved it, man. I fell in love with it, and found some other bands that sounded similar, and the more I heard, the more I was interested in hearing, and then I got into I heard the Silent Circus by Between the Buried and Me, and that album changed me forever as a musician. I wanted people to feel the way I felt when I heard that record, and since then it was just I really fell in love with progressive technical music, and just kind of researched and found what I really enjoyed. But that's pretty much it for me.
All right, this is Sam here. As far as for me, I wouldn't really know what music was whatsoever if it wasn't for my older brother. He played drums growing up when he was really young, and he played for the church and stuff like that. And I remember one year he went to visit our grandparents in Florida, and neither of my grandparents really knew anything about us. So my grandpa took my brother to Best Buy and just picked up a CD and bought it for him so he'd be entertained. And it happened to be Slipknot's self-titled album.
Nice.
And so my brother brought that home to Missouri and loved it, fell in love with it, and burnt me a copy. My dad was so mad at my grandpa about it. And ever since then, I just wanted to find heavier and faster and stuff. But I can pretty much find about anything good and anything nowadays as far as any genre goes.
And this is David on guitar. As far as heavy music goes and what influenced me to play heavy music, I'd say that as I was growing up, I was in church, and so I was into some of the more the faith, inspired metal bands. I liked, for example, one of my first like metalcore bands was August Burns Red. I really liked their Thrill Seeker album, and I thought that was pretty cool. The more I started listening to that and bands on similar labels and in some similar fields of music, it kind of just slowly built up into being something more than just an interest in metalcore. I kind of got more into technical aspects of it, studied some music theory, and started realizing that I was more into the death metal side of things. So the past few years really have been a big development for me as far as what I've really grown an interest in, and it's helped me be more passionate about what I play now, the Solace Stable. I'd say, my big turning point as far as my style of playing and passion was whenever I learned Alaska by Between the Buried and Me on the guitar. I remember it was like 9th grade, and I was so excited. I learned it on the guitar. I called up a couple friends, and I was showing them on the phone.
Nice.
and I was so excited about that. And that was really when I started getting into liking most, sweep picking and some of the more faster technical stuff that really challenged me and inspired me to get better. And so I guess I could say that Between the Buried and Me also was a huge influence on me as well. As for their Silent Circuits album and their Alaska albums especially, really helped fuel me as a musician.
This is Bill, and I was about 12 years old. Me and Gabe, I think, went to the same church, and we actually became friends around that time. And whenever he got that Zao album, we had just started hanging out and stuff, and like skating together, and he showed that to me, and I just fell in love with it and moved on to like Living Sacrifice and all those old solid state bands like Norma Jean and stuff. And honestly, my tastes in music haven't changed that much. I still like the slower paced stuff. I know that they like Between the Buried and Me. I actually got that CD, Silent Circus, and ended up giving it to Gabe because I didn't like it very much. Just now like the Ghost Inside, just original hardcore stuff. So it hasn't changed that much, but really it's brought me into the position where I'm at now, playing drums and stuff like that. So that's about it.
Okay, thanks everybody. That's everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, didn't want to step on somebody's toes. Okay, so where can people go to find out more about you guys? What social networking sites do you guys have for people to find out more about you, to buy this album?
Our prominent social network website is Facebook, which is facebook.com/Solace and Stable. The album is available on Amazon and iTunes, and then we have a web store through Big Cartel, which people can order physical CDs, and we've got some merch up in there and stuff. If you buy the album through Amazon, it's actually $2 cheaper. We wanted to sell the album digitally for $7, and so iTunes has I guess a default pricing of $9.99 or something like that. You can get it cheaper through Amazon, and then or we can mail you a physical copy. So.
Okay, very cool. Well, everybody that listens to this, I encourage you to check them out. Check out their Facebook, listen to their tunes. If you like them, buy their stuff, because these guys, this stuff isn't free. Okay, here's another question for the whole band. If I was to grab your iPod, your MP3 player, or however you listen to music, what would I find you listening to right now? I think you guys kind of already answered this.
Yeah, well, my taste is sort of changed a little bit as of recently. I've been getting into a little bit more some rock and some electronic music, but I've been really digging the new Smashing Pumpkins album. Billy Corgan's found a lot of inspiration through him lately. Just his views on the music business and just him as a musician and as an artist. I think he's a pretty cool guy, and he's got some awesome things to say. But yeah, I've been digging that a lot.
I'm kind of a loser and have like themed days because the only times I ever get to listen to music is when I'm at work. So like on Monday, I have a thing called Meshuggah Monday, where I strictly listen to Meshuggah all day, and then on Wednesdays I'll listen to like '90s rock, like Third Eye Blind, all day.
Nice.
And then on Fridays is Dre Day, and I strictly listen to Dr. Dre Pandora, which usually is just like Dr. Dre Tupac all day. But other than that, if I'm like driving home at night, I've been listening to like the new Circus Survive albums, bands like that.
Very cool.
And this is David. I don't really I don't expand much as far as my field of interest when it comes to music. I kind of stick to what works for me. I've always liked like technical metal, like I was saying earlier. So what I've been listening to lately, my favorite band is Necrophagus, and I listen to them. They're both of their albums probably 5 times a week. That's all I really listen to. Other than I put in lately, I've been listening to some Death, their Human album. I've been listening to that lately a lot. And early death metal, whenever the rise was really starting, a lot of those classic death metal bands. That's about it.
Probably find me listening to a lot of Ghost Inside lately. Their new album, I found a lot of inspiration in that. So that one, and I listened to a lot of Your Memorial's new CD. That one's awesome. So right around those lines.
Okay, very, very cool, guys. And I love the fact that you listen to Dr. Dre. That's awesome. I just was listening to Dr. Dre at work earlier this week, so totally relate, man.
Nice.
So how would you guys define success for the band? Where do you guys hope to be in a couple years with everything?
Success. I think as long as people are genuinely find interest in our music and appreciate, what we're doing, I think that's, really enough success for myself. I have my personal goals. I think we'd all love to see Solace be a full-time touring band. But as long as we put out records that are relevant and that people, enjoy, that's kind of what it's all about, kind of going back to what I said before. If I can get people to feel the way I did when I heard that Silent Circus record, that's what I've always wanted. So.
Okay. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck with everything. I hope everything works out the way you guys want to. So.
Thank you.
Because I personally think you guys rock. You guys, I love playing your stuff because it just shreds. It's very cool.
Thanks a lot, man. It seems like metal's so, not just metal, but just with social networks and MySpace and the age we're in with music, it's just everything's so oversaturated, and there's just not a whole lot of originality, it feels like, anymore. And so we kind of just try to play what we wish was out there and just try and write the best, most aggressively well-rounded songs that we can.
Yeah, and I dig that and totally appreciate that, because I get a lot of bands sent to me, and I have to sort through everything, and for lack of a better word, a lot of stuff that I get is garbage. So, I'm not trying to sound conceited or anything. I have to be very selective in the stuff that I pick out, because I get so much. Because like Clawhammer sends me probably 3 or 4 bands a day. So
wow.
to weed through all that music and actually, so what I do when I pick a band or ask for a band to interview, when I listen to it, if I like the stuff, I'll interview the band. If I don't like their stuff, well, I'll probably never even play their music. So
cool, man. That's awesome. We definitely appreciate that, and we're glad you enjoyed the music. Definitely.
So I have to ask you about the album cover. Who designed the album cover? Because it is kick-ass.
Our buddy Josh Davis. I found him on MySpace, probably a good 3 or 4 years ago, and he's done all of our artwork. But unfortunately, he's recently not going to be doing. He's only going to be doing his own artwork and trying to push that. So, unfortunately, this is the last we'll work with him as far as artwork goes. But yeah, we've always loved what he's done, and he's been awesome for us. I mean, he's definitely helped us quite a bit.
Very cool. And next time you talk to him, tell him I said horns high on the artwork, because it's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate, to see him. I mean, it's cool that he's going to be, just pushing his own creativity, and we definitely support him in that. But yeah, we're kind of bummed out too.
Right, no doubt. And just so you know, the reason I always ask this question in an interview is because I'm a music fan, I'm a music lover of music.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it when I see a band and they've put some time and some thought into the artwork on their cover, because the album, the whole music thing, it's art. And so to have that extra piece of it kind of ties it all together, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and you know what? To be completely honest, we are not the best when it comes to trying to translate what we think, in our minds, what we see of how to visually represent our band. But we kind of just give him a concept of what the what the album is about, and he just does an awesome job. Even with the color schemes, it's kind of a risk putting the ball in somebody else's park,
right?
And seeing what they come up with, but he just always nails it somehow.
Very good, very good. So, what is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you, or if anybody else has something too? But what's the craziest thing that's ever happened at a show to you guys?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. We played the show one time in Kansas City, and our bass player couldn't make it because he was sick, and it was a last-minute thing, and we were just already, sort of out of our element with that. Some kid that is just like totally messed up did he take your shoes off?
He took his shoes off.
He took his shoes off. He's like throwing it at us. Then he'll mosh, and then did he hit you in the face?
Hit me in the face. He took my shoe off.
He took our vocalist's shoe off, hit him in the face a bit, and then our vocalist.
And now everyone goes jump off.
Yeah. Didn't you like kick him in the balls or something like that? Then our vocalist like kicked him in the balls.
That's so hard. Then I took his shoes and threw them in the trash can in the back of the venue while we were playing, because I was so mad at him.
That's awesome.
It's a nightmare. We actually have video footage of it too, but we've never watched it since the show because we're just like, that was the worst thing we've ever experienced in our lives.
Oh man! Oh, I appreciate you guys sharing that. I love that.
Yeah, no, that's.
I never know what kind of answer I'm going to get to that question.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. We haven't had anything, really up to that level. I mean, that's by far the most bizarre thing that's ever happened in the show.
Okay, so this is the most important question of the interview. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Who in the band spends the most time in front of the mirror before a show?
Our new bass player is he's pretty vain. We'll just go ahead and say that.
Okay, that works.
No, I'm kidding. No, he definitely he likes to make a statement with his fashion and his looks. I probably am second to that though. I don't know. I like my hair to look decent if I have enough.
I notice no one else is speaking up on this one. I'm not sure what to think of that. They're all just being quiet.
I think you might have not picked up, but everybody's like Josiah when you first said it.
Okay. Anything else you would like to tell the world? Anybody's going to listen to this interview. Anything that I haven't asked you guys that you want to make sure people know about you?
We appreciate everyone's support so much, and this is a big time for us as far as trying to develop the band and get ourselves to the next level. And any and all support is greatly appreciated to help fuel this band and to do what we love. And we just want to say thank you to anybody that's supported us so far. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, very good. And I strongly encourage everyone to go check out their Facebook page And just, do a search on Google for Solace and Stable. You'll find them. And, if you like them, buy their music. Help support the band.
Absolutely.
All right, the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, if you don't mind, making a couple of radio tags for me.
Yeah, sure.
So the first one, either you can just say it or everybody together can scream it, or, I don't care. But just say, this is Solace and Stable, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
This is Solace and Stable, and you're listening to Rock Addict Radio.
Perfect. And then the second one, say the same thing, but we're going to add in there that you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
Okay. This is Solace and Stable, and you... let's try that again. This is Solace and Stable, and you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
Perfect, man. Totally appreciate that.
Cool.
I will... Obviously, the one for me, I'll play before I play your tunes. The other one, I send to all the other DJs so they can play before they play your tunes. So,
Sweet.
It's a nice way to introduce the band, I think, anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, well, I want to thank you guys again. One last time, I also want to thank Clawhammer for making this happen. I appreciate you guys taking the time and appreciate them sending me killer bands. So, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep. Okay, you guys all have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon.
All right, sounds good. You too.
All right, peace.
Where were they from?
Missouri.